Hi, so if you're someone who is looking forward to start your UPSC CSE preparation, or if you're someone who is just trying to explore this UPSC CSE preparation, this is going to be a right series of videos for you. In this video particularly, I will be dealing with the very basic thing, that is structure of the examination. In this video, I will tell you the requirement of UPSC and how UPSC is testing all those requirements in different levels. Okay, if I ask you what is that thing which an examiner, UPSC examiner, will look into you if he or she wants you to be an IAS officer, वो आप में ऐसा क्या देखना चाहेगा अगर वो आपको एक IAS ऑफिसर बना रहा है तो. See, in order to answer this question, sir and ma'am, you need to understand the role of an IAS officer. एक IAS officer ground पे जाके क्या काम करेगा. So if I talk about the crude role of an IAS officer, the crude role of an IAS officer is to take the decisions, not only for the district but for the nation as a whole. So an examiner will be testing your decision making capabilities. Now, if I am saying the word the examiner will test your decision making capability, this is very subjective, right? But UPSC wants to test this. What UPSC will be looking forward into you, first of all, UPSC will test your aptitude. Aptitude is nothing but decision making capabilities को test करने का tool. Okay, if you have the right aptitude, you will be taking the right decision. So in various examinations or in various papers, for example in CSET, Civil Services Aptitude Test, in ethics, UPSC tries to test your aptitude and the mindset, that is whether you have the right heart, right intention and the right mindset to take the right decisions. Now apart from the aptitude, just answer me, on what platform, on what grounds your decisions are made. Whatever decisions you take in your life, sir and ma'am, either it is made upon experiences or else knowledge. Experiences or else knowledge. So if you are a district collector, you should be having the awareness or the knowledge about the political structure, economic structure, geographical, what I can say, the topography, maybe the history of the location in which you are serving. So the basic general awareness about the country is what UPSC is looking into you, so that your decisions should be sound enough and build upon the general awareness. Are you getting my point? First of all, aptitude. Then UPSC will be testing. General awareness in you. Now, many of you may know that there are 7 to 8 subjects on which UPSC test you, like history, geography, polity, economy. Let me tell you one thing, as my role will be that only in the entire series of the lecture, that I wish to guide you right. And the first and foremost thing which I want to convey to you, sir and ma'am, that there are more than 20 plus subjects which we need to prepare. And if someone has told you कि UPSC में सिर्फ 8 subjects होते हैं, he or she might be either referring to prelims examination or maybe unaware about the entire UPSC preparation. Let me tell it very straight to you. Now what are these 20 subjects, syllabus क्या होगा, preparation tool, बाद में बात करेंगे. First thing is, we should have the general awareness in around 20 subjects. Aptitude UPSC will be testing in CSET, in ethics and even in GS. Now there is one peculiar thing which UPSC wants to see in all of you, is some specialization in some of the subject, in one of the subject I would say, that is tested through the optional subject. If you have heard this name, optional subject में UPSC wants to be special. These examination will be same for all, but the optional examination will be different for different students. So UPSC has given you a list of optional. There are some social science based options like sociology, PSIR, maybe anthropology, history, geography, etc. etc. There are some technical optionals, some engineering optionals. What I am saying, you need to just pick one of them. In that domain only, UPSC wants you to be special, and UPSC will be asking the special questions from you. Okay. Now these are the parameters on which UPSC will be testing you. But UPSC sir and ma'am will be testing you on these parameters in 3 levels. 3 level पे आपको टेस्ट करेगी. The first and foremost level of UPSC, which is generally conducted in the month of May. For example, right now in May 2025, prelims 2025 is there. Then maybe in the next year in 2026, in May month only, prelims 2026 will be held. What I'm saying, this is just the first stage of UPSC, in which UPSC will screen out the probable candidates. So this is the screening test. Now I will use another word for it, that this is the test of elimination. See, every year sir and ma'am, 10 lakh बच्चे, 10 lakh people will fill the form at least. 6 lakh will appear in the exam. And out of the 6 lakh, UPSC will just select 20,000 or 25,000 in this stage. One thing, first of all, for 6 lakh people, UPSC cannot conduct the exam which is descriptive in nature. अरे evaluation उसका बहुत hectic हो जाएगा. 6 लाख कॉपियाँ चेक करनी है फिर UPSC को. So UPSC generally conduct this stage by using MCQs and OMR based examination. So a question will have 4 options, in which only one of the option will be right. You have to just identify which of the given option is either correct or wrong. Now this prelims examination is a one-day examination. In a single day, UPSC generally on Sunday, UPSC will conduct 2 sub papers. First paper will be of GS in the morning slot. This is conducted, GS paper is conducted in the morning slot. Second paper of CSET is conducted in the evening slot. What I am saying, जनरल स्टडीज़ का जो पेपर होगा, CSET का जो पेपर होगा, एक ही दिन में होगा. ये सुबह होगा, ये शाम को होगा. I have written the approximate times, let's say 9:30 to 11:30, this is 2:30 to 4:30. Both these papers are of 200 marks each. In GS paper, you will get 100 questions. In CSET paper, you will get 80 questions, just 80 MCQs. And both of them has to be solved in 2 hours each. But there is a catch. When I talk about general studies, it will decide your cutoff. It will decide your cutoff. Now, if you're scoring, let's say 95 in general studies, and the cutoff for that particular year was 90, you will end up qualifying the prelims. Okay. So that I mean by that is what I mean by cutoff. Secondly, sir and ma'am, CSET is qualifying in nature. What I'm saying, you need a minimum of around 67 marks in CSET out of 200 in order to qualify this exam. Even if you qualify GS, even if you're scoring, let's say 100 in GS, if the cutoff is 90, and if you're failing in CSET, you will end up disqualifying for prelims. ठीक है? मतलब you need to qualify this. Then and then only your cutoff will make any sense. But if you're scoring by any chance less than 67 point some marks in CSET, irrespective of your marks in GS, you will stand disqualified in the prelims examination. Logic is very simple. UPSC is testing your aptitude. Okay? Okay. Now, if you are able to clear the cutoff, maybe in your category, maybe, if you are in general category or EWS or OBC or SC, ST, disabled, anything, you will clear your cutoff in your category. Then you will end up writing the mains. So this is the level 2 of the examination, generally conducted after 3 months of the prelims stage. In this stage, only around 20,000 people will sit. And entire papers will be descriptive in nature. There will be a question, you have to write the subjective answers for the questions. That is how this level is conducted. In this level, there are 9 papers which you have to attempt. 9 papers which you have to attempt. 5 papers out of them will be from the general studies again. Out of them, 1 will be from ethics, which will test your aptitude, and 1 will be essay. In 5 papers, sir and ma'am, the very first paper will be of essay, next 2 paper will be of GS1, GS2, and the next 2 paper will be of GS3, GS4. I am saying next 2 paper, generally essay paper is conducted in the morning slot on Friday. The GS2, GS1, GS2, these papers are conducted on Saturday, the very next day. Then we have GS3 and GS4. These papers are conducted on Sunday. So in a single day, you have 2 papers of GS1, GS2. You have 2 papers of GS3, GS4. All of them have a weightage of 250 marks each. 250 marks के हर पेपर है. So cumulative, this is 1250 marks. Now there will be a gap of 5 days. See, your last paper was on Sunday. So you have a gap of Monday to Friday. You don't have any examination in those days. But on Saturday of the next week, you have 2 language papers. There will be a list of languages in which you have to select one other than English. English paper is compulsory for all. Okay. So in the morning slot, out of the chosen language, you have to select one language, you have to write the paper for it, and you have to qualify for it. Not only for your language, but for the English. So you need to ensure that you are scoring at least 25% marks in the language papers. One thing here, if you fail qualifying for the language papers, your sheets for the mains examination will not be evaluated. That is, you will disqualify this stage. So it is necessary that you qualify the papers. But let me tell you here, these papers are not that difficult. Some people do disqualify these papers also, but if you are sound enough in your basic language of those given list, and in English thoda bhi hai, you end up qualifying these papers. Then suppose these 2 language papers were on Saturday, then on the very next day you have optional 1 and optional 2. Now sir and ma'am, these are those special paper or the special subject which you have to select. So there will be a list of subjects. You have to just select one, and in that single subject there are 2 papers. So you have to select just one optional. In the last, in the earlier phases or the earlier years, there used to be 2 optional, but now UPSC is just asking you to select one optional. Within that single subject, you are having 2 papers of 250 marks each. So if you can see, this was 1250, this is 500, total is 750 marks. This will decide your merit. This will decide whether you are qualifying for the interview or not. Okay. Just to let you know, the marks of these language papers will not be counted. Even if you end up scoring, let's say 100% in both of them, you will just qualify. Marks are not counted at all. Do I make sense? Okay. Then sir and ma'am, the next stage of this examination is the interview. So you need to clear the basic, what I can say, again the cutoff in the mains examination. Out of 1750, you need to score some minimum. Now what are these minimum scores? We will talk in some other video. Abhi koi matlab nahi hai us cheez ka. But if you qualify, you sit for the interview. Now interview is generally conducted during a phase of months, February, March and April. So you will get a single day, single slot. You need to sit for your interview on the panel of UPSC, in which they will judge you on 275 marks. Mind you, your score in mains and your final score in interview. For example, you end up scoring, let's say 900 in mains examination, and you end up scoring, let's say, hypothetically I'm taking 190 in the interview. Your final score will be 1090 marks. And this final score will determine the final rank list. Air 1, Air 2, Air 3, they are decided upon this final score in the examination. Like the combined score of both mains and interview. That is how the entire structure of UPSC works. I hope I was able to convey my thing to you. Just to brief you that this is the structure of UPSC mains 2024. On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the mains examination was conducted in the morning slot of 3 hours. So I forgot one thing. These mains papers are of 3 hours each. In the morning slot, you have only essay. There is no paper. On Saturday, Sunday, paper 1, paper 2, or GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Okay. Then in the next weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, you have language paper, and then you have the optional paper. Acha, one thing. Many of you in this preparation lack a solid guidance. You people lack one-to-one guidance. There are many pain points in this preparation where you end up wasting your attempts. Okay, don't make it Panchavarsha Yojana, please. Exam is difficult, but if you are moving strategically, if you are aware about all the pain points and you are not making any mistake in the right guidance, you may end up securing a rank in the very first attempt. Let me be very true with you. Okay, approach तरीका सही होना चाहिए. There should be someone who is guiding you right. What I'm saying, if you lack this guidance, if you want someone to guide you, first of all, my Arambh series of lectures will be helpful, very, very helpful. But other than that, we have some basic programs and some advanced programs. Basic program is Arambh, where we help you in making your one-to-one plan. Now see, for many of you, one-to-one plan is about, finalizing the sources and all those things. No, this is the advanced one-to-one plan. Not only will finalize the sources, but we will be talking about the enrichment, we'll talk about the answer writing, when we have to cover the PYQs, when we have to do the practice, how we have to make the summaries, the revisions, kab kya khatam hona chahiye, not only in GS but in CSET, in current affairs, in optional, everything, like a comprehensive plan. So if you want to get it done, Arambh is a program. And if you want to go along with us with this plan, with a one-to-one mentor assigned to you in the entire preparation, with all the classes, be it for the basic foundation, be it for the advanced foundation, be it for the crash courses, revisions, enrichment, be it for test series, anything. I mean, फिर आपको दिमाग नहीं लगाना. For the entire preparation of GS, you have a single program of Kavach, which you can explore with us. So that is what I want to convey. Now, if you want to go ahead with the Arambh, Arambh is not that costly. It is a basic program where we just want you to ensure कि ना आपका एक one-to-one plan ready है, so that you don't go wrong. So there is a form in the description which you can fill. You can scan this QR code. You can visit our website. You can drop a text on this number, and that is how we are trying to help in Arambh. Not only one plan. Arambh has the NCERT classes of 4 subjects and some mentorship sessions which I am taking right now. There will be a comprehensive list, so that you don't make mistake in your preparation. Okay. In the next video I will be discussing the exam cycle, because it is very important on your part to understand the exam cycle, sir. Otherwise बहुत सारी mistakes आप इधर ही कर देते हो. ठीक है. So see you in the next video with the exam cycle. Thank you. Have a great day.